Hey, what is up mortals, it is here, and before we get into today's video, there is something I'd like to say. Welcome to Season 1 Part 4. Now with that out of the way, let's get into the story. Last time, Class 1A arrived at the USJ for hazard training, but before they were able to train, villains showed up who came to kill All Might. All Might then told the kids and 13 to get away and go get reinforcements. Now let's continue with the story. All Might then shouts, "You villains need to rethink your strategy because I am here and I'm going to take you down." Zero. The moment All Might stops talking, he rushes forward, taking down a plethora of villains so quickly that no one even sees him moving. Although, All Might does leave some of the villains for Aizawa to take down. After seeing All Might and Aizawa taking down lots of his allies, Shigaraki tells Namu to kill Aizawa, where Aizawa is then quickly knocked out by the Namu. But before the Namu is able to do too much damage, All Might steps in, starting their fight. The fight is similar to canon, but a difference is All Might is holding his own much better since he was healed. Although Kurogiri sees that the students are trying to run, so he opens a portal to stop the students from escaping. All Might tries to go stop Kurogiri, but Namu keeps him locked in their fight. Since All Might and Aizawa aren't able to help like in canon, 13's quirk gets reversed onto her. Most of Class 1A gets teleported to various parts of the USJ. For simplicity's sake, we are going to have everyone go to the same places, and the same events are going to happen like canon except Izuku's group. When Izuku goes through the portal, he powers up to full cowl, and when he lands in the water, he quickly swims up to the surface and Sue pulls him up to the boat where, unknown to Izuku, she saves him from a villain. When Izuku gets on the boat and sees the villains surrounding the boat, he internally thinks, should I use Shazaam's power? No, I can't reveal it unless absolutely necessary. I'll only use it as a last resort. Until then I'll rely on One for All. Izuku then asks Sue and Minta about their quirks, and he gets the same explanation as in canon. Izuku then uses the same plan as canon, breaking his one finger to cause the water to knock out the villains, where Sue then grabs Izuku while he's mid-jump heading to the main area where All Might and Namu's fight still rages on. Once getting to the main area, Izuku says, "You two need to get out of here. I'll help get Aizawa out of here. Just grab him quickly, Izuku." Izuku then slowly gets over to Aizawa, pushing against the wind pressure caused by All Might and Namu's fight. Once getting to the injured Aizawa, Izuku picks him up, then carrying him over to the steps where Sue and Minta are climbing up. Since Izuku is using full cowl, he quickly catches up with Sue and Minta, who then start to help Izuku with carrying Aizawa. Once getting to the top of the steps, there is a massive boom, which shakes the whole area, also causing all the glass from the dome to shatter in an instant. After getting back up, Izuku looks over to the dust cloud that is formed in concern. Once the cloud clears, Izuku sees Namu is dead, having its head and torso wholly demolished, as well having the rest of its body crushed barely within recognition. As well, seeing a man standing on top of the corpse that has a black costume with a black lightning bolt on it similar to Izuku's transformed state. This shocks Izuku, who mutters, "Oh no, it's him, it's Black Adam." Once Izuku comes back to his senses, he looks around the field to see where All Might went, eventually seeing him badly beaten but still moving at the other end of the opening, then breathing a sigh of relief. Black Adam then flies over to the barely conscious All Might, then picking him up by the neck, then shouting, "I know the wizard's new champion is here somewhere. Come out and I won't kill this man or anyone else. I only want to take the power back that's rightfully mine, so come out and you'll all be spared." Seeing how this person just single-handedly killed Namu, Shigaraki tells Kurogiri to get them out of here, which he does, as well taking with them a few of their colleagues from various places in the USJ facility. For those who don't know who Black Adam is, he was the wizard's previous champion, but let me explain him a bit more in depth. Adam, or as he was then known as Teth Adam, was a slave back in ancient Egypt, and Adam only had one piece of family left, who was his nephew, and one day Adam defended his nephew, who was then brought before the Council of Wizards. The council offered the nephew the position of being their champion, as well telling him that if he accepted he could save his uncle by sharing his power with him. Once hearing this, the boy quickly accepted. After accepting his role, the boy planned to set out with his uncle to go and free the slaves and put those who abused them in some kind of jail, but the uncle wanted to kill those slave owners and get revenge. Since he wanted this revenge so much before his nephew could transform, Adam killed his nephew, then going on to cause chaos, killing millions of people as well as most of the Council of Wizards except Shazaam, who was able to send him to the furthest star in the sky. Ever since that day, Adam has been flying back, not dying, since a champion can't die of natural causes in their transformed form, and now he has returned. "You can't take that guy on. He was able to take down All Might. Minta's right. You need to come with us. Please just trust me and take him. Oh, and please don't talk about what you're about to see me do." Izuku then waits for Black Adam to look the other way, and once he does, Izuku powers up to the highest percent his body can take that won't break it, and jumps at him as hard as he can, then shouting Shazam. Once Izuku transforms, he adds on as much flight speed as he can, and Izuku powers one for all up to 100%, then punching Black Adam as hard as he can, which sends Adam flying off, making him lose his grip on All Might. Izuku then uses this breather to ask All Might if he's okay. All Might says, "I'm okay, young Midoriya, don't worry about me. Focus on the villains and whoever that other guy is. That's the past champion I told you about." All Might. This shocks All Might, causing his smile to disappear, forming into a slight panic look for just a second before he gets his composure back. Although, before Izuku and All Might can continue their conversation, Black Adam comes flying back, slamming into Izuku, launching him into the stairs leading to the exit, then saying, "There you are." Izuku then pulls himself out of the rubble, saying, "So you're Black Adam, it was inevitable for this to happen, so come on, let's do this." The two of them then fly at each other and, once colliding, causing a huge defining boom. They then get into a fist fight, with each hitting the other repeatedly and with each hit causing another loud boom, until Black Adam hits Izuku with a lightning blast, which stagers Izuku, giving Black Adam the opening to just repetitively plumbline him. Adam continues to hit Izuku over and over again until All Might appears, catching one of Adam's arms and striking him. Although this barely does anything to Adam. With an annoyed stare, Adam grabs All Might by the throat once more, now cutting All Might off from being able to breathe, then saying, "Well boy, you either give me your power or I kill this man," before moving on to everyone else here. "And then you promise if I give you my power you won't hurt anyone else here. I may want your power, but I am a man of my word. Do we have a deal?" "Fine, I'll give you the power, just let him go." Adam then throws All Might behind him, then spreading his arms out and closes his eyes, waiting for Izuku to give him his power. There is no noise in the room until all of a sudden you hear Izuku yell Shazam. Mid-ad. Before we get back into the story, I would like to say that we've got a second channel called Anime Deep Dive. Anime Deep Dive goes over the hard facts of the anime presented. Now, in case you guys didn't know, we have a third channel called Anime Theory. Anime Theory mainly focuses on a large variety of mind-boggling anime theories. If you are interested in content like this, please go check the description below or click the eye icon in the top right corner. Now, with that out of the way, let's get back into the story. Adam then opens his eyes, seeing Izuku still transformed, then shouting, "What did you do, boy?" Angrily, "Wow, so this is what this power feels like, Izuku. Now let's get rid of this guy." Black Adam then looks behind him, seeing the newly transformed All Might, having a look of shock and anger fill his face. "I'll kill both of you then and everyone else here." Adam then throws an electrified punch at All Might, but All Might catches it, returning an uppercut to his jaw, which launches Adam into the sky. This causes Izuku and All Might to fly into the sky, where they repeatedly beat Adam. But even though Adam is able to get a couple of good hits, and he is unable to beat the two of them, especially since they both have the extra power of one for all flowing through them. After a couple of minutes of hitting Adam higher and higher until they get above the clouds and see Adam stop resisting their punches, now being knocked out, they then let Adam fall back to the ground, falling into his initial creator. While the two of them fly down, All Might thanks Izuku for sharing his power with him, going on to say that even when he doesn't have one for all, he'll now be able to use this to help people. Once landing, they see all of the UA staff in Class 1A there looking at them, but before they can talk, they see the wizard appear. As soon as the barely conscious Black Adam notices the wizard, he says, "I'm going to kill you someday. Not anytime soon, Adam. For now, I'm going to send you back to the farthest star in the sky, hopefully. You won't come back after seeing how you can't win with our new champions here." After hearing the Shazam's plan, Adam's face fills with fear and dread, saying intently, "No, you can't, not again, I won't let you." Shazam. Once the magical lighting hits him, Adam changes back, then quickly aging thousands of years in an instant, turning to dust. Side note, this happens because all the years of him aging were halted until he transformed back, where they all hit him at once. Seeing that Adam is no more, the wizard looks at Izuku and All Might, saying, "We need to talk," then vanishing into thin air. Once the wizard disappears, a bunch of questions get yelled at Izuku and All Might, like, who is that bad guy and what happened to him? What is this power? Who is that old guy? And much more, until Nezu stops them, saying, "I'm sure they had their reasons, and I hope they will be explained later. But for now, we have to worry about the injured and the villains who are still on the premises." Izuku and All Might then transform back. Izuku then goes with the rest of the students, who get escorted outside to the newly arrived authorities, who make sure they are okay. And All Might stays with the rest of the staff and helps round up all the defeated students, dodging any questions the staff has about the power he showed. After all the students get checked out by the paramedics, the police get statements from them about what happened during the attack, and they all talked about Izuku and All Might's transformations. Eventually, when that was brought up to Izuku, he just explains that his transformation him into a stronger form, only increasing his physical attributes. Then once the questioning was over, the class was given the next 3 days off, but Izuku and All Might were called in for a meeting with Principal Nezu in 2 days. A couple of hours later, Izuku calls All Might, telling him to meet him at Dagaba Beach tomorrow at 3 p.m. At 3 p.m. the next day, All Might arrives seeing Izuku there staring out at the water. Izuku, what was it that was so pressing that we had to meet today? Izuku then turns to All Might saying we need to go talk to the wizard. I don't think it's anything too serious, but who knows what he has to talk to us about. The two of them then walk to the nearest building, opening a doorway for them to get to the Rock of Eternity. Once getting there, Shazaam tells them you two had a great victory yesterday, but now it's out there that you both have some other power, so from now on you'll both have to be more careful. Someone is going to eventually make the connection with these powers, and since you can still share it with 5 other people, this now speeds up the process at which you must find your fellow champions. Izuku nods at this, saying, I know, wizard. I just need to find others I can trust to open my heart to and share this power. I know it seems difficult, Izuku, but I once heard a saying of those who you are looking for are always closer than you expect. What does that mean, wizard? That's for you to find out. Now, Toshinori, you have been given a greater power that comes with a whole bunch of responsibilities that you have let to learn, just like Izuku did. I think I got this, wizard. I've been a hero for a long time and have had lots of responsibilities with that. Oh, is that so? Well then, do you know everything your new powers entail, and do you know what magical beings you'll eventually have to face with these abilities? Well, not yet. So you do need to train. Let's get to it. Oh, and Izuku, you can now go. Me and Toshinori must get some training. Izuku then nods to Shazaam, saying, have fun. To All Might before heading home. The next day, Izuku arrives at the school, attempting to push his way past the small mob of reporters outside the school who try and question Izuku, but they surround Izuku, not letting him get away. So Izuku activates full cowl, jumping over UAS gate to get away from the mob. Once Izuku gets onto school grounds, the reporters try to follow but are unable to because of UAS defenses. Izuku then walks over to Nezu's office and walks in, seeing Officer Hasakai, Nezu, and a deflated All Might sitting there waiting for him. Sorry I'm late, Izuku quickly says, bowing his head at the 3 men before taking a seat beside All Might. No worries, Izuku. It gave us a nice opportunity to have some tea and a nice chat. Now let's get to why I called you here. We heard you both showed some sort of power that is different from what you told us about in your statements. So can you tell us what's actually going on? Izuku and All Might then look at each other. Izuku asks, can we trust them? Yes, Izuku. They both know the secret of One for All. I think it won't be anything new for them to know about a unique power. Izuku nods at this, then going on to explain the power Shazaam bestowed upon Izuku, and how Izuku now shared the power with All Might, and how he is looking for 5 other people to become the other champion. Once Izuku finishes explaining this, Nezu and Officer Tsukachi give a shocked look, then asking for a demonstration of this power. Izuku then asks if they could go somewhere without cameras as well as being isolated outside, which they agree to, then having Nezu lead the way to a barren area in the vast space that is on the UA property. We are here, Izuku. Now what? Just back up in All Might and I'll show you. Nezu and Tsukachi then proceed to take a step back before Izuku and All Might simultaneously shout Shazam. They watch as the 2 bolts of lightning come down, transforming Izuku into an adult form wearing a red costume with a yellow lightning bolt, and transforming All Might into a much healthier and buff form wearing a similar suit to Izuku's, just inversely colored. Izuku then looks at the 2 men with amazed looks in their eyes, smiling and saying, you want to see what this can do? Next time, Izuku and the rest of the class will come back to school, and they will have to go through the challenge that is the UA Sports Festival. Will Izuku be able to handle the fact that his secret is out? Outro. Thank you all for watching the video to the end. Now there is a few more things that I'd like to go over before the video ends. On behalf of We The Celestials, I'd like to thank the writer for this video, as well as the editor for this video. Their details will be in the description. If you're a voice actor, editor, or writer, or you're interested in becoming one of those, go to the recruitment Discord in the description below. We're always looking for members to join us. That's it from us for today's video. So thank you all for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're interested, and hit that like button if you liked the video. Until next time, peace out, mortals. Have an amazing day.